Hi guys, this is Tracy Rolfing with Tracy's Top Claws, and I'm going to do a quick pedicure set on one side or on one foot. So, when you open your pack, if you haven't used one before, here are your easy application instructions. This explains the base, color, and top coat. Tells you that once you open it, they will start drying out because they're exposed to air. Any nail polish that's exposed to air will dry, whether it's a wet polish application or dry polish application. You get your alcohol prep pad, 16 dual-ended strips. This is a regular set, not a pedicure. And you get your file. So it does not matter what kind of alcohol prep pad you use. I typically don't like to use a cotton ball because the cotton kind of grabs on to the nail and it might get stuck in your strip. So I'm going to show you what I do. I've clipped my toes, my toenails, I've filed them, I've buffed them, I've pushed back my cuticles, and I'm going to give them a quick wipe with the alcohol prep pad. I'm going to do my other foot real quick. Most of the time, my toes have like the toenails have like the little white clouds in them because I am forever kicking things and damaging my toenails. I'm going to go ahead and do my nails because I applied a lotion a little while ago and I just want to make sure that it's all off. And you always want to do your fingertips because you're going to be handling the strips. So you don't want any oils or lotions or anything that can get on your strip and keep it from adhering. So every set has a little tear in it to get you started. I know that I'm going to use one big strip divided between my two big toes. And it takes this little tiny one to cover my 4 little ones. So this is all I'm going to need for all 10 of my toes. I am going to take the rest of the strips. And as I always say, this is the hardest part of the entire application process, is putting them back in the cellophane. Yes, this is our Thanksgiving set. Thanksgiving is still nearly 3 weeks away for me, but I know that I will wear a pedicure set for anywhere from 4 to 6 or more weeks. So I want to wear it for the whole of the month. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out and I'm going to take off this clear coat. Now, this is what I'm going to do because I find that if I put this on and then I perforate it at the top and tear it away, sometimes because of how I've perforated it, it's almost just shy to cover my other toenail. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of fold it in half so I get it right down the center. And then I'm just going to cut. These scissors are kind of angled, so I'm trying to make sure I do it straight. But you definitely want to make sure, and it doesn't matter that it has a fold in it, it's going to completely straighten out. You just want to make sure you take off that clear, because if you cut it with this on there, it's so hard to get that off. So I don't cut all the strips when I'm going to split them between nails, but I have found it works better for some than others, and I think everybody should just give it a try. It just takes trial and error. Now, so my toenail kind of grows at a little bit of an angle, as does my index fingers. So I like to give it a little bit of a stretch. You can see it's stretching. And I'm going to stretch it long ways as well. Now you just wiped your fingers with alcohol, so it's going to really stick. So you need to really be careful as you are tugging on this, that it doesn't stick so well to your fingertips that when you pull them away, it tears. So I'm going to start with the angle side, because this is the side I have learned I have the hardest time covering. And I'm just going to, so I can see it's not going to quite cover this down here. Oh, and see, I even ended up pulling just a tiny hole in it. But what I'm going to do is all I have to do is press on it. It laid back down. You can't even see that there was a tiny hole there. And then I'm just going to press it down. Now, a really good tip for smoothing out any strip, whether it's a glitter or a solid, but I feel that it works exceptionally well with solids for pushing out air bubbles. I get these little rubber tipped cuticle pushers, and I like them because I also like to use them to push back my cuticles because it doesn't feel so harsh and as painful as some of the metal ones. I just go down the center and I go out to the sides and I just give it a good push. And what I'll do is I just use my thumbnail. They're your best tools. Or you can use a wooden cuticle stick, and I just push. And it's just, the excess is just going to tear away. I don't have any excess over here, but I will push it over the end. And all I got to do, just go over the end. And it's just gonna come right off. And the only time that I ever use a second layer on my toes is if I am doing layers. Like, you know, occasionally I'll do like the angle of two different coats, two different colors, just to seal that. And then if I use like maybe some nail tape just to seal that. But I will not have scuffs, chips, or anything after 6 weeks. I just don't. It's amazing. So I'm going to use the tiniest strip. And this is really perfect for my toes because it's not big enough for my pinky. So this is perfect for my toes. That's where that little piece went. So what I do to start off with, I'm going to take it off and I'm going to turn it sideways to anchor it on the paper. Always make sure you have it on the same side that you peeled it off, because if you stick it to this back side, this is like an actual dry paper instead of this smooth side. This fits on this nail almost perfect. So I start there, I smooth it out, take your little rubber cuticle stick, push around the edge. You can use it to push over the tip. I use my thumbnail and I just almost push down underneath that little nail. And then I just give it a pull and it comes right off. Then I turn it around because I know it's already hanging off. And I go to my pinky toe because I know that that's where it's going to fit best next. And I line that up. And you don't have to use a cuticle pusher every time, but it's grown on me. I just take my thumbnail, I just push along the edge. Now you're like, Tracy, there's no nice curves anymore. It's okay. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go over. Actually, I'm gonna give it a little tug first. I'm gonna stretch just a tiny bit. And then I'm going to go over this nail. Completely over the cuticle. I'm just going to use my little pusher. Just like this. And you can see how it's right there. I'm going to use my thumbnail. And I typically do my toes when I'm changing out my nails, because you're doing a lot of filing and I don't like to scuff up my nails. And I just take my nail and I just push away, just push my cuticle away from my toenail with my thumbnail. You don't have to push. I mean, you need to push hard enough to perforate it, but it doesn't have to. And you can use this as well. Just push. And then it just tears away. And you can do that with your nails as well. There are some stylists on Instagram. They will purposely put all their strips over their entire cuticle and then trim it back so that the strip is perfectly shaped to their nail. So on this toe is always a little bit wider. So whatever's left of my strip, I turn it sideways. I just line it up, press it down. I know toes aren't pretty, mine aren't pretty, yours probably aren't pretty. Maybe you are one of the lucky people that has amazingly beautiful toes. I'm happy for you, but we can all have prettier toes if we have polish on our nails and if our nails have cute little pedis. So as you can see, I've got the little square hanging out over my cuticle. So I'm just trimming that up. I did not give myself a pedicure for a very long time after I started doing Color Street, because I was like, I don't know the first thing about doing a pedicure with these. This seems impossible. My toenails are too small. But after watching lots of YouTube videos and some trial and error, I did it. And I was glad I did, because it lasts so much longer than any wet polish application. And if you're anything like me, you can't do a wet polish application without messing one of them up. Smudges, sheet imprints, you name it. So that is one foot. And what did that take us? Like, with explaining everything and going a little bit slower for you guys, it was still less than 10 minutes, I think. So, all right, I'm going to do my other foot. But now, now you have seen a pedicure set on my toes. So I hope it helps you out. And I take them off the same way I take off my fingernail polish, with just remover, regular remover. So everybody have a great day. I hope this video has helped you. If you need help with anything else, please don't ever hesitate to reach out to me. I love Color Street and I want you to love it. So just let me know. Bye.